Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Unfiltered.
Hi,
I'm
guy
Michaela.
friends.
Kim is drunk, but that's Kimberly.
That is
No,
me even when I'm sober.
this is true.
Drunk Kim is 24/7.
You make yourself sound like I don't even know. Wild. But she ain't, guys. She ain't. I promise.
I am though.
Okay. Moving on. All right. We're here today. If you listened to our last podcast, we answered a bunch of the questions that you guys sent us on our
Podcast Centos.
podcast. We can't talk.
Centos.
I don't know if it's the alcohol or just who we are. I know it's who I am. I think it's a mix of the both.
Same,
Okay.
brother. Same.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so on our last episode, we answered a bunch of your questions that you sent in, but y'all are too cool. You sent too many questions, so we had to split
Yes.
it up into two. Because I don't know, it would have been like 5 hours long if we didn't.
Yeah.
Um,
We're gonna
so
try to
here
go
we are
faster this
with
time
part
though.
2. We are gonna try to go faster. We realized we drug it out a little bit last time. Yacked a little too much, so we're here trying to speed it up. And
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for your questions. It will probably
Thanks,
do another one of
people.
these in the future, so keep thinking of good questions. These are fun.
Yeah.
Time to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
started, I
yeah.
guess. This is Unfiltered episode 3. Oh, we don't have a name. Is it just questions? A
Part
couple
2,
of
yeah.
Yeah, part 2. Okay.
I have some questions, a
I have
couple
some
of
questions, a couple
suggestions,
of
part 2.
suggestions. Part 2.
PT2.
Here we go. Random number generator. Number 13. Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh, that's a tough one to start on. Okay. Number 13 is, what did you regret not doing in college?
Oh
And I
my
feel like,
god.
one, that's too serious of a note to start on. And two, as we said before in our previous episode, we are going to make a whole separate episode about that question because it's something that really resonates with us, especially because we have had so much time to reflect on that question after
Yeah.
our college experience being cut 3 months short.
Yeah.
So I don't even think we're going to answer that right now. I think we'll just say we're going to talk about that in another episode. Is that okay?
Or just like really quickly, basically, we regret not going out enough, right?
Yeah, and like
Like that's the
I wish I'd
umbrella.
said yes to more. I said no a
Yes.
lot because I was so focused on studying, which is important, but
Yes.
there's also a healthy line between studying and having fun and enjoying yourself.
Right.
So I wish I had said yes more.
Agreed.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a lot more detail in another episode. Moving on. Number 8.
What do you do when you're the only girl in an engineering class? I honestly can't really relate to this because I chemical engineering at UCI was pretty 50-50 split. I'm very thankful for that. But I think Michaela can probably answer this better.
And would say that our classes were maybe 35-65, 25-75, something like that. Split between um, females and males in my classes. So I
Right.
wouldn't say I was ever the only girl in an engineering class, but I've definitely been the only girl on a group project
Mm.
or anything like that. And then in general, definitely one of few in my classes. What do you do though? I don't know. There's not really anything you can do except try to stand your ground if you ever face any adversity because of it.
Yeah.
And prove that you're a boss ass bitch. Like,
Yes.
you show them who's boss, show them what you can do. Like, don't be shy and let them walk all over you. Show them what you can do because you're there for a reason. um
Yeah.
and honestly, that's all I can say. There's not really much you can do other than that, but
I have
stand up for
another piece
yourself.
of advice,
Yes,
actually, really
please.
quickly. I've noticed that a lot of women say sorry, like after everything they
Yes,
say. Don't say sorry.
do
Literally
not
just talk.
apologize. Oh my
Yes.
god, you're so
Like
right.
take up space. And if you have to say something, if you obviously like don't interrupt, just be
Right.
nice, but don't don't say sorry for contributing an idea,
Yes,
contributing a question, blah blah
and
blah.
don't feel like your idea is not like worthy or not as good as
Right.
anybody else's because of that. Yes, speak up. Like,
Yes.
that is, yeah. I thank you for saying that. That was a
Yes,
really
yes,
good
yes.
piece of advice. I love that.
No
Okay.
problem.
Number 12.
Number 12. Number 12. Number 12.
Advice for higher education past undergrad. We're gonna move
Ignores me.
on. Yep, the usual advice for higher education past undergrad. Um, I'm gonna let Kim take this one.
Yes. So I this is such a broad question. I don't even know like how to answer it, but basically do not. Okay, here's my biggest piece of advice. Do not apply to a school just because it has the biggest name in the world and you think it's so
Right.
amazing for that. Obviously, if you want to go there, go there. But the biggest reason why you should be applying to a graduate school is not because of the name of the school, but the reputation of a professor or a program. Those are way more important
Right. Yeah.
in graduate school than the name of any big
Definitely.
university or whatever.
Definitely.
So
And
try to do your
also,
research on the professors and the program and not just these big name schools.
yeah. Can I also say that I've also done some research about this, and there are so many different types of programs out
Yeah.
there that it's not just a master's or PhD. Like it's not black and white like that. There are
Right.
shorter 1 year programs, or there are like some people will do their PhD and end up stopping and just doing their masters, and that's totally
Mhm.
okay. Like it's not just black and white. Like you have to do one or the other. There are a lot of options in between.
Yes.
So
Like is blank, bleep him out. He's
yeah,
doing a 6-month master's with a 9-month
exactly.
internship.
Right.
So, yeah,
So
sorry to
there's so
interrupt
many
you.
different no, it's okay. But there are so many different options out there that sometimes people think it's just you get your PhD or you get your master's degree and that's it.
Yeah.
But there's so many different types of like post undergrad like continuing education that you can look into and that you can get involved in. So if you're not quite sure what you want to do, I would also suggest like looking around for other types of experiences that are out there.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
But again, if you want to hear more about that, we're trying to speed through this one a little bit. But there's just like that's a very broad question, and there's so much I know Kim especially could talk about. So
Yeah.
if you want to hear more about that, we're happy to elaborate. Just let us know.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
number 2.
Ooh, oh my god.
Okay,
Jesus
okay,
Christ.
but okay. So I'm gonna read this question. If you listen to our last episode, Kim answered a similar question, but we believe that they were different questions. So okay, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Kim, please rate every boy you have ever kissed in college. Now, if you listen to our previous episode, there was a question that was, Kim, please rank everyone you have kissed in college. So that would be like from 1 to, I think it ended up being 9
Yeah.
of how many you've kissed, rank them. But this is rate every boy. So like
Right.
1 to 10, right?
Yeah, each boy. Oh god. Okay. Well, that's just so hard.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't say each boy. Maybe we should narrow it down to like the 3 biggest people who
Flings.
yes, fling slash had impacts, whatever you want to say. Which RIP if
Okay.
they're listening to this. So
Yes. Okay, so we'll talk about, can I not do my current boyfriend because obviously I love him very much, but we'll just do someone else.
yeah, because we all know he's like a 2. So
Okay,
I'm just
Jesus.
kidding. I love you. You know who you are if you're listening to this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We have a love hate relationship. It's fine.
Lol. Okay, so we have my first
First
boyfriend in
boy.
college.
Yep.
We'll do the Scotland boy,
Okay.
and then we'll do the one that my first kiss from middle school that I ended up
Okay. That
making
you
out
ended
with.
up
Okay.
making out with while in college because he went
Yes.
to UCLA.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, my first, my first boyfriend. Jesus Christ. If we're taking into account
First
everything,
boyfriend in college, right? That we're talking
yes,
about.
first
Okay.
boyfriend in
Okay.
college,
Cool. Cool.
we're gonna give him like an 8.8.
Ooh, generous. I mean, no, no. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't mean it like that. I
Yes.
honestly thought, okay, if your current boyfriend's a 10,
Yes.
let's say you think
Well,
that.
okay. Is he a 10? Because he told me I'm not a 10.
Really? Oh, he said that. Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess the question is like, are you biased or not? Because if you're biased and you know them and you love them and you take personality into account, like you'd probably say a 10, right? But if you're looking from afar and you're solely ranking on like looks or something, then that's
Right.
a different story.
I'm ranking on everything, not just
Okay,
looks.
okay. Then I don't know.
My
I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you rate him as a 10? I'm not dating him.
I would rate
I mean, what
him
would you
my
rate him
current
as?
boyfriend, I would rate him as a 9 or like a
Okay.
9.5
Okay.
because he told me that he doesn't wanna give me a 10 because he doesn't wanna boost my ego,
So what are
whatever.
you,
It's dumb.
9.9?
I guess so. Ugh, whatever. I don't even wanna get into this. Anyways, the guy that was from Scotland, okay, I will rate him because we clashed a lot, I would say like a 7.5 just because
I'm
we fought a lot.
taking personal offense to that because he is the
Yes.
male version of me.
He is
He
indeed,
has the male version of my name, and I am Polish, so
and yeah, you guys have all the
I take personal offense to this, but whatever, moving on.
okay,
Number
whatever.
3.
Moving on. Uh, the guy from middle school. Okay, he'll always have a special place in my heart because my mom is convinced he was my first love. So I'll do like an 8.9.
Kim is real generous with these numbers. Damn. Okay. All right, all right.
Damn it. I hate myself. Damn.
Okay. Anyways, thank you
God,
for
I
that
hate.
ranking, Kim.
Yeah, no problem. That was so
Number
uncomfortable.
number 6. When did you when did you first know slash realize you had a friend group in college?
Bleh. I think I kind of like, I don't okay, so I don't remember the exact moment that it happened, but the I can remember the sensation I felt. So, in high school, I had like I a lot of people experience this, but I had an identity change a couple of times, and so I
Mhm,
didn't really have like a super set friend group. I
mhm,
mean, I have best friends that I still talk to from college, shout out to or high school that shout out to them. But in college, it was just a moment where I felt like I felt a true God, I truly
eh.
felt like I belonged for the first time in my life. Like I felt like I was at home.
Yep.
So I don't remember the exact moment that that happened, but that's how I felt when I was
So
with
cliche.
my roommates at one. Okay, you know what? Screw you.
Kisses,
Screw you, you
X's and
nut.
O's.
X's and
I
O's,
had I
brother.
had a very defining moment, sort of.
Really?
No, not okay. I mean, you know how I met them all and stuff. Like had a
Right.
particular like moment as to how I met like my good group of friends. Obviously, friend group with my roommates that was just kind of like happened naturally as we were all paired together and we lived together for the four of us lived together for 4 years. Well, technically 3 years,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
stayed got complicated. But anyway, so that was like kind of a natural. We were all live together. You're gonna bond, of course, with the people you live with. Not of course, but in general, and we all
Mhm.
had good relationships at that point. Um, so aside from my roommates, I had a funny situation as to how I met my best friends in college. Um, Opposite of Kim, I was always a very like friend group oriented person, especially in high school. I had my
Mhm.
friend group in high school. There was drama, whatever that happens in high school, but always
Yikes.
generally had a friend group. And so coming to college definitely was like looking for that or hoping for that or whatever. So definitely glad I found that with my roommates because it can be scary to go into college not knowing anybody and especially being someone who is used to having like a solid group of friends where you're all friends and whatever. So I found that with my roommates. But aside from that, I kind of had some stalkers.
Mm.
No, not
Yeah.
really, but also kind of. So I was taking the basic chem that we had to take as engineers freshman year, and I had a bright, like turquoise teal Jansport backpack and a bright blue hydro flask that I took everywhere with me on campus. Um,
And you're very blonde.
and I am very blonde, if you do not know what I look like. So I stood out between my blonde hair, my bright blue hydro flask, and my bright teal backpack. So that's the backstory. But basically, I would always study in this one cafe on campus, in the engineering quad. And one day, these two guys, like out of the blue, I think I had my headphones in or something. I was just studying, came down and sat at my table.
Mhm.
Never seen these people before in my life. Take my headphones out, whatever. They're like, "Hey, are you in like Air Hams?" I still remember this. Air Hams, like 2 p.m. Chem 1A class or whatever. I don't know. And I was like, yes. And they were like, we've seen you in class and we see you all over campus. Like, you're very memorable.
Right.
And we've seen you studying here and have wanted to come say hi. So, like, that's why we're here, whatever. And I was super confused. I was like, okay, these people have been like watching me all across campus. Know that I'm in their like 300-person freshman year lecture class.
Mhm.
I get it. I do stand out with all of those things I mentioned, but I was very confused. Anyways, ended up talking to the two of them. They were really nice, and they invited me to come study with them and the other people they were studying with at this cafe. And so that is how I met my best friends in college. Most of them were in
Damn.
my major
Yeah.
or other engineering majors. It became a thing that we would always meet and study at that cafe, and now we are known as the Breakfast Club. So shout
Yes.
out to you, Breakfast Club. I love you guys. From stalkers to best friends. I
They're
can
really
use that
cute.
word, but
Yeah.
um, it's kind of a funny story, and I'm thankful they reached out to me, and because that kind of took balls to come. No, I don't like that word. Kind of took guts to come out and talk to me, literally
Yes.
never having met me before. So I'm really glad they did because they're honestly my best friends. So,
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
so love you guys. Okay,
Oh, I just
so
burped.
I don't know if that's when I knew, but that's when I first like found them as a group of
Right.
friends, and we all
Yeah.
just kind of like kept studying together and hanging out. We were all had like classes together and whatever, so it just kind of
Yeah.
led from there.
Agreed, dude.
I don't know where that question went. Did I cross it out?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Number generator. Number 9.
Quirk that all UCI students have. What's a
I
quirk?
realized we didn't talk about these before.
Yeah, dude, what the nuts? Like,
we're straight balling on this one. We're just flying
we're
off our asses right now because the other one
yeah,
we like prepped. We like read over all the questions, thought about what we were
did.
going to talk about, kind of split up who was going to say what. We're just flying like blind
Yes, we
because we
are.
did not look at these at all.
Wow,
I
a quirk
realized that when
that
I read that, and I was like, I don't have an answer to that.
yeah.
Everyone likes
Wow.
boba? I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone likes boba, and oh, okay, here's one that I don't know. Um, it's a quick story, and actually, I got a question about this, but I didn't write it down because I don't know how we would bring it up. But if you're not from UCI, we had a year, it was last year, where this person on campus who was
Oh,
making
yes.
stickers became famous, and they were completely anonymous, and basically they made a meme out of our mascot and they would make different stickers based off of different
Super cute.
internet memes, yeah, like really cute stickers. They did one like please don't talk to me or my son ever again or whatever that meme was, different stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so he created an Instagram and would have these drops all over campus, and I am not kidding,
Not
hundreds
kidding.
of people when he would drop where the location was of these stickers, hundreds of
Like
people would
stampede
run.
across
Yes.
campus.
They would run across campus just to get in line for these
And
stickers.
wait hours.
Yes.
Wait for hours. If you look up like Peter Drop, Petr Drop, whatever you want to say,
Petr. Petr.
PETR,
Yeah.
like UCI, there are videos of these actual stampedes across campus. And
Yes.
I don't know what other school would have this. It's such a
Yes.
UCI thing. I personally regret that I never got to go to a sticker drop.
Same.
I always had class, and I guess I
Same.
should have skipped. I skipped enough class. I should have. But I
Dude, I'm
never.
so pissed because there was a drop right outside one of my classes one time, but I had a midterm. So I was lined up outside my class. I saw the line. I was like, okay, there's a freaking drop. And then I had to go to my midterm.
Okay, but get this, everyone. This is when you know you've met your true best friend. She knows that you've never gone to a drop and you've always wanted to. And someone decides to start. I think it was after the guy who was doing this revealed himself and he kind of like ended his whole thing. So it was like a couple months later. But people basically decided to start selling like similar stickers and it was a
Yeah.
thing and they're making money, whatever, kind of cheat the system. But freaking Kimberly saw them selling stickers and they were had an engineering one and she bought it
Yeah.
for me and gave it to me and I still have it.
I had a little robot.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute and I still have it in my memory box. So shout out to you, Kim.
Oh my God, I'm crying. Okay.
That's a
Anyway.
good quirk. That's a good one.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Number 16. Yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
juicy. Long, long, long.
Has it been your experience that women already established in STEM support those behind them? Or do women also contribute to the challenges of being a woman in STEM by not actively supporting each other?
Oh, this is such a good question, and I hate that we didn't talk about this
Yeah.
before.
I actually have an answer to this.
Okay, please.
Um, okay, I would say that just being completely honest here, sometimes when I am in a setting like in a group or something and another woman comes in, I definitely feel threatened. And I think that's a product of the way men have put women up against each other. So I
Mhm.
guess I'm like contributing to that problem, contributing to the challenges of being a woman by like perpetuating that culture of
Mhm.
feeling
Yeah.
threatened and kind of putting up a defense. But I don't know. I definitely have felt that. I don't have a specific instance in mind. I just know that sometimes when I'll be with my all my engineering guy friends and another woman comes in,
Yeah.
I'm automatically like, okay, if you see me right
Right.
now, I look like a block.
Yes. True.
I'm like,
Taking up their
who are
space.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
So
Yeah. No,
go ahead.
sorry. You go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
you
I
go
interrupted
ahead.
you. I'm working on it.
No, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say I would agree, and kind of along those same lines, I've definitely gotten like myself too, but like been competitive in that
Yeah.
situation because I think because of the stigma, there's often like it feels like maybe there's only one spot for a woman on a
Right.
team or something like that, which is so not true,
Yes.
so not true. But because of that stigma, it can feel like that. So there's kind of like a competitive nature to be that that women or like prove yourself kind of. So
Right.
you might be fighting over each other in that sense. And again, I don't have a specific scenario of that either, but I've like felt that sort of vibe before. But I will say, Kim and I both, I guess this is kind of the first time we're bringing it up, but Kim and I both joined an engineering sorority our
Mhm.
sophomore year of college. So that was kind of where we found a place for other women in STEM to build each other up. It was definitely like a supportive group, and
For sure.
we both had leadership positions for almost all of our time in the sorority, and like it was a great way to not only meet other girls in STEM on campus, but like they had really good connections. Like we're now both part of a national page for like all of
Mhm.
the chapters across the country, and people are always posting like job opportunities or different advice or talking about subjects exactly like this question, like on that Facebook page. So it's like a really good resource.
Mhm.
And so that has definitely been a place where we have found other females who do support and encourage and empower and build each other up. So
For
it's not
sure.
that every situation is necessarily like threatening or competitive or anything, but like this is unfiltered, we're going to be honest, like
Yeah.
there are situations like that, and it's something to be aware of for yourself as to how you handle the situation, because as Kim said, by feeling that way and reacting, we're adding to the situation
Right.
and that stigma. So I'm getting long-winded again. Gosh, I said I wasn't going to do that.
No, but really quickly, like, just if you pick up any advice from this, just if you feel that way ever, like if you feel threatened, recognize that that is
Yes.
not because you're actually threatened. It's because of this system that
Right.
men have like set up for us that kind
Right.
of pins us against each other. And realize that that's not how you should view the situation, and
Right.
that a woman being there is actually very helpful,
I
not a
was gonna
threat.
say, and I've also had the same situation where I'll be the only female on a team or something, and someone will join or whatever, and we'll like band together because of that,
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
bond of being one of the few women in that group or that team or
Right.
that project or whatever it is. So that can be like a good place to meet people and connect to, and like build each other up there. So
Mhm.
it kind of just depends on the situation, but it can go both ways, I guess.
Right. I agree with you.
Okay, number 6. I already did that one.
Yes.
Number one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this question was meant to be a call out at us by one of our friends.
Lol.
Um, it says, "Do you feel like you missed out on experiences because you only went to Newport bars one time?" This is a
Okay, we did
lie.
not go for one time.
We did not go one time. In fact, we went several.
Yes.
In our last 2 years of college, once we turned 21, we were at those bars a lot. Had a lot of good times there. So he was just being a dick.
Yeah.
Whatever. But he does have a good question as to whether we felt we missed out on experiences because we didn't go as much as we wished we could have or
Right.
wished we had. But again, this goes back to the whole regrets question. We're gonna have a whole podcast episode on that.
Mhm.
Podcast episode on that. Sorry.
Podcast.
So not really gonna get into that now. But
So the answer is yes.
yes, but not one time. Okay, just
Right.
had to say that. Number 18.
Okay, what should be done to encourage women to pursue slash stay in STEM? This is actually a topic for debate because I've seen some videos from women that are like, why we shouldn't encourage every woman to go into STEM. And, I obviously agree with that because science and engineering is not for everyone. That is true. However, what needs to be said is that for the women that want to go in STEM and may not have the resources to do so, those are the women that we
Mm-hmm.
need to develop
Yes,
resources for.
for sure.
So what should be done is that there should be more programs in maybe underdeveloped cities that have like
Mm-hmm.
low, I don't know, like have high poverty rates and the
Low
schooling
education
system,
rates and stuff.
right,
Yeah.
low education rates. Programs should be developed for those cities where that reach out to those
Yep.
women to expose them to different fields in science or engineering,
Yep.
and to pursue women to stay in STEM. Like the development of our sorority is one great thing that
Mm-hmm.
happened. The Society of Women and Engineers, there are different female science clubs. Joining those clubs or being part of those organizations will encourage you and help you see that a lot of women actually go through very similar
Yep.
experiences,
For sure.
and you can relate to a lot of them.
Yep.
So
And
there's
they
my
can give
answer.
good advice. I would
Yes.
also say this is like kind of a different route than what Kimberly has said. So I don't know if I'm going to get called out for this, but in my experience, I found that there is a large trend. Children are very impressionable.
Mm,
And so oftentimes, a lot of people I talk to that are females and have gone into STEM is because they often had some sort of introduction to science at a younger age.
mm.
And I think that there is a stigma in a lot of families that like learning about science or engineering as a kid is something for the boys and not
Right.
necessarily for the younger girls. But I was that girl who I had my dolls and stuff, sure, but I also had my Lego sets. I had my science
Right.
experiment kits and all of those things. And even if it didn't necessarily shape me to go into engineering, it gave me that like sense of curiosity and knowledge about what science was and kind of like the curiosity for it. Just because I think kids are so impressionable, so kind of encouraging that just goes with young children and girls in general. Like our sorority would do recruitment events for younger girls just to introduce them to STEM because a lot of times they don't know what it is if they're not in a family that's surrounded by it.
Right.
Um,
And if you have like a younger female
yeah.
in your family, there's a new Netflix show. I can't remember what it's
Oh
called,
yes.
but
The
it's, oh
shoot, they
man,
posted it
I
on
can,
our sorority page,
yeah,
on our
yeah, yeah, I
international
can try to
sorority page.
find it. Um and it's this woman who studied engineering in college, and she has a science show, and it's geared towards little girls.
Yeah.
It's called Emily's Wonder Lab.
Yeah.
And so if you want to expose your kids to something like that, or maybe your little sister or something, please look
Yeah.
into that, because
Yeah.
it's great to see a woman doing something like that.
Definitely. Okie doke. Moving on. Number 17. Did we do that one? Yes, we did.
Yes.
Number. Did that one? 19?
No, we haven't.
Oh, so many serious questions.
Jesus. Okay. Should I read
Yeah,
it?
go for it.
Do you sometimes feel like you can't ask for help because it contributes to the false image of girls not being as naturally successful in STEM like men? How do you overcome feelings like that to be successful when part of success is knowing when to seek out help?
That was a very convoluted question. You need to read that like 6 more times before I can answer that. One sec.
Okay, I'll answer it then. Is
Okay.
that okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
I definitely do feel
I see.
scared
Okay.
to ask for help or ask questions in class. My Actually, one of my professors, so I had a class one year in my senior year where it was split up into two quarters. So one quarter we had him, the next quarter we had him again. And he recorded data in each class of how many people ask questions, what their gender was, how often that person with that gender asked a question, blah blah
Mm,
blah. And in the next quarter, he showed us that
mm,
men were asking questions at a
interesting.
significantly higher
Wow.
rate than women were. And so I think that just goes to show that definitely I can say for me myself, I definitely feel scared to ask questions in class. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look like I have a stupid question.
Yeah.
Whereas I sometimes see guys, they just raise their hand and they'll
Go for
ask
it.
any
Yeah.
question,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
question. So, yeah, I to overcome feelings like that, I'm still scared to ask questions in class, but I do. force myself to go to office hours to
Right.
show my face in front of the professor and to show them that I'm really trying
Yeah.
to learn this and that I want to understand. So,
I think that part of it, I think you answered that really well, and I'm just gonna add this one little bit and we can move on. But I think that part of it too is kind of in the question itself. Like, I feel like sometimes I don't want to ask a question because not that I don't want to like feel dumb myself, but I feel like I have kind of to prove that I'm smart by being surrounded by all these other men. So if I ask a dumb question, it's going to kind of give like a bad reputation kind of,
right,
you know?
right.
So like I feel like I have to prove that I know it or I'm smart or whatever because I have to prove something. But anyways, I think you answered it really well. I don't have that much else to add. So
Teehee.
number 7. Ha ha ha.
Ha
Oh, I'm
ha ha.
excited for this question. The
Okay, are you gonna say
question,
it?
yeah. Sorry, I was crossing it out. The question is first impressions of each other. Well, I kind of touched on this when we talked about in our first episode when we talked about how we met. But first of all, when Kim first messaged me, we said this, but she was using y'all like every other word. So I thought she was from Texas or like the South or something like that. Like she turns out she's from San Diego,
Lol.
but San Diego County, but yeah, I thought she's from Texas. So that was the very first impression. But then when I actually met her, um she beautiful girl. First week rushing for a sorority.
Teehee.
Kind of like she was very like she when we first met her, she did not like human like touch. She didn't like
Yeah.
hugs. Like I thought she was just like this like really cool girl that I was gonna be intimidated by the whole time. And like I remember straight up thinking like, okay, I was not like and still am not good at makeup or anything. And I thought Kim like was like I got this vibe that she's like the sorority girl. She's gonna be so like fashionable and good at makeup. And like I straight up remember being like, oh yes, like she can teach me how to do my makeup. Like
God.
turns out Kim literally never wears makeup.
I
Did
don't know how
not
to do
join a
that.
sorority our first year, ended up joining the engineering sorority with me. So
Yeah.
all of that was a lie, and she is not from the freaking South.
Yeah.
Fake.
You nut.
Just
You
kidding.
nut.
That was my first impression.
Okay,
So
so I
I
don't
thought she was gonna
remember.
be the cool one, but then she wasn't. So
Okay, no.
okay.
I still am cool.
All right, for sure.
I don't remember much, to be honest. But
Ouch.
what I will no, no.
So you're saying I'm
Not
not
that you
memorable?
not that you're not impressionable or whatever. I just that's it that whole time in my life is a blur. Like I can't really remember anything. But what I do remember is when we were messaging each other and you said you were in Europe cuz I had never traveled at that point. I was like, "Damn, bitch, she's in Europe with her family?"
Girl, on my parents' paycheck. Am I
Like,
right?
yeah, honestly, I was like, "Damn, her parents must be rolling in the dough." So that was definitely my first impression.
That's funny.
Beyond that, I guess I was like, "Oh, she's kind of small."
You're literally the same height as me, but whatever.
But I'm like big,
I know,
I
you're
don't
like
know.
broader.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I don't know. I'm petite. You're like normal sized for a five
you're
two girl.
petite, I'm petite.
Perfect. That sums it up perfectly.
Teehee, teehee, teehee.
Moving on, number 10.
Okay. How many campus rules did you break and
Oh, I
what were
wish we
they?
talked about this one.
I know.
'Cause I feel like we can also pause and edit this, but I feel like there would be good ones if we thought about this.
Yeah. Okay, how many campus rules did you break and what were they slash was it worth it? Huh?
Huh? Rules? I follow all of them.
Yeah, I do though.
Oh, one time I left the dining hall with a cup, but it was on accident.
Wow.
It was because I was staring at
Wow,
a hot volleyball
Michaela.
player. No shame, no shame. Um,
Yeah.
okay, for real though. Not neither of us ever went. Oh, did you go in the tunnels? No, neither of us ever went in the tunnels.
No.
UCI is famous for like these underground tunnels that are actually pretty dangerous, and so obviously that's like illegal or against the rules. But neither of us ever did that.
Okay,
Um,
we suck, dude. I don't think
we
I
suck.
ever broke any rules.
Okay, I'm sure we did, but like, did we?
Like I was too scared to walk in the bike lane.
I was just gonna say, I think I walked on the wrong side of the lane on the Aldrich Park path, but I never like
Wow.
rode my bike. I never Mm,
Sorry, folks.
sorry, we're not rebellious, I guess.
I guess not. Maybe if we think of something, we'll mention it later, but
Like we didn't have alcohol in our freshman year dorm. Like
never. What
we
even
didn't
are the
even
campus
freaking go on
rules?
the infinity fountain because
I know.
school got cut short.
But what are campus rules?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Like,
Um
okay, I used to steal napkins from Starbucks and Panda Express.
Oh my god, somebody come
Ugh.
take her away.
Like, come arrest me because okay, moving on, I guess.
Yeah, I guess maybe we'll come back to that one, but we're really,
Wow,
really not the most interesting
that
people.
was boring.
Yeah. Okay. That's sad. Or we're just really good people.
Next. On to the next one.
17 done. What do we don't have? Okay. 15. Six. Do we have six?
No,
Ah,
yes.
fuck. Okay. Maybe we should just start answering at this point.
Okay. Oh, dude, hold on. My nose is bleeding. I have to go.
What?
Oh shit. All right.
Ooh, interesting.
Sorry everyone. My nose was bleeding.
Didn't realize we were leaving off there. Yeah, so Kim had blood running down her arm. It
Oh
looked like she had
man.
been murdered or something, but she's alive and
Yeah,
well.
I wish you all could have seen it. That has never happened to me in my life. Like obviously everyone gets a random bloody nose here and there, but that was aggressive and very like
Disgusting.
flowy.
Don't
Yeah.
use any more
Okay.
not adjectives. What are those called?
Adjectives. Oh no, wait.
Wait. Yeah, adjectives. An adjective is like green, right? Like
Yeah,
the fact.
adjective is description.
Yeah,
We're
yeah. So
engineers. We're
we're
not
engineers. We're not English
English.
majors. Yeah,
For
no
a
more
second, I
adjectives,
was
please.
like, "Oh no, you're right. That's a verb."
For a second, I was gonna be like, pronoun? Definitely not.
Oh man. All right.
Also, can we pause for 1 sec? I have to get my
Yeah.
computer charger.
You're a nutsack. What's going on with me, you ask? Nothing much, honestly. Big chillin' over here, sipping on my knockoff. What are they called? White Claw, and just enjoying life. I got a bunch of sewing
What are you
supplies.
saying? Are you just
You'll
saying
hear it
gibberish?
later.
Oh God.
It was the most invigorating conversation
With yourself.
I've ever had with anyone.
That's sad. Okay.
Not at all, Michaela. Because who is your ideal partner in life?
You?
Yourself, right?
Oh.
Actually, I don't know if I'd date myself because I don't know if myself could handle myself. No, but you would know how to like make yourself laugh, or you would know how to stop like any worries, excuse me, that you have.
But then the other me would have those same worries. So then the other me would have to stop those worries for the other me.
It's
But then they'd
a
still have
never
those
ending
worries.
cycle.
Yeah.
Damn. See, for me, it would be like I would get a bigger butt, and then they would try to get a bigger butt than me, and then everyone's just trying to get a
And
bigger
then
butt.
everyone's just got a big butt.
Hee hee.
Love that for you. Okay, where were we?
I don't know.
Question number after Kimberly's nose stopped bleeding.
Yes.
Podcast question number. Oh, do you want to do this one first? Study habits,
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay. Yeah. So someone asked, "What are your study habits?" I don't want to go through all of them, but my favorite study habit, in case you're wondering, is called the Pomodoro method. I
Sounds like
believe.
a cheese.
Yeah, it does. Uh, but it is not a cheese. It is an academic study method.
Oof, sorry.
Pomodoro. I don't know.
That's definitely
Just look it
like
up.
grapefruit in some language.
Okay, you're a nut. Look it up. Google's smart enough to know what you're referring to. Um, it's basically where you study in intervals and you only focus on one thing during that interval and you don't look at your phone or anything else, and you set a timer, and then you have a certain amount of time of break, and then in the next interval you focus on something else or the same subject, blah blah blah. It's really really effective and a great way to get stuff done like in blocks. So
Yeah, I
10
remember
out of
you
10.
would do this and yell at me for not setting timers because I
Yeah.
would not take breaks. I would just study through. I did not have the best
Yes.
study habits. My study habits were don't study. Just kidding. I studied a lot. Kind
Yeah,
of.
you did
I
study a
did
lot.
I don't know. I feel like I
I
BS'd a lot of things.
I was always so amazed at you because you studied a lot in the room or whatever room that
Mm,
you were living in. And for me, one, I couldn't do that our last 2 years because obviously I
right.
didn't have a desk. But our first 2 years, I was always gone,
You
even
were in the
if I had a
library
desk in the room because I was
or
in the
something.
library. I
Yeah.
cannot study in my room. It's so hard,
And I
which is
cannot study in
why
the library.
I'm so scared for grad school starting up because my
Oh,
desk is
you're
in my
home.
room and I'm at home.
Just move your desk to outside and then put some bookshelves and some
Yeah.
books, and then you'll feel like you're at the library. And then just
Yeah,
play
dude.
like a soundtrack of people sneezing and crunching on chips and like
Yeah.
snoring in the library, like sleeping in the library, and you'll feel like you're there, like college
And then all the
library
frat brothers like
at your
gathering
fingertips. Yeah,
in the corner of the room and
yeah,
they're all like, you go to
yeah,
the party. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah. That's exactly what happens in the library. So
For
you'll
sure.
feel right at
For sure.
home. Yeah,
Great.
no, I cannot study in a library. Ugh, disgusting
Well, you
people.
studied in the Phoenix Grill.
Yeah, sometimes. That was only when I was on campus. I hated being on campus. I was always in my room.
Yeah. You really were. Every time I came home, you were
I
there.
just am so much more comfortable in my room. I don't like being around people.
And you also pee a lot. So,
I do. So having to leave my stuff and be like, "Can you
yeah.
watch my stuff?
Excuse me, can you watch my
Excuse me,
site?
can you like not take my computer?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, dude.
No, I get it.
No, I get it.
But like I get it.
Okay, I'm going to punch you. Next
Okay.
question.
Um let's do this one first cuz it's kind of depressing.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Agreed.
You
Are
want to
you
read
going
the
to read it?
question?
Are you going to read the question, Michaela?
Okay, fine. I'll read the question. The question is, what was your worst day of college and why? I had so many.
Yeah.
I was a crazy little child. But no, I would say my worst day, and Kim and I agreed on this, would be getting that email that school was officially canceled and that senior year was ending early due to coronavirus. It was
And
on
that
my
graduation.
birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and that the biggest thing was that graduation was canceled, not even classes. It was classes going online. It was graduation was canceled. And that was on my birthday. I remember crying like 8 times. I called my mom like 5, crying to her. I remember walking back to our apartment in tears. I was like, nice, this is a great day.
Yeah. And that week was just not good for me
Yeah,
because
Kim
we
had a
found
rough
out
week.
that happened. My grandmother died. That was real rough. Was having problems with my boyfriend. Not lit.
Overall, that March week was just literal hell.
Yeah,
But
it
we
really
made it out alive. Off topic. Okay.
yes.
Favorite and oh wait. I don't know. Which one should we do first? Because this one kind of gets no, okay, let's do this one first.
Yeah. Okay, favorite and least favorite thing about campus. Okay, my favorite and least favorite is honestly one thing. It's not what I said earlier.
I was gonna say, oh.
It's I like how hilly UCI is, but at the
Mm,
same time, I don't like how because I sweat very easily, and
yeah.
it's not that I just sweat easily, I sweat a lot.
Hmm.
So, going to class and having to zoom through those hills, I would go to class drenched a lot of times, and I'm not exaggerating when I say drenched. I
No, true.
sweat, people.
I do too. I remember those days, especially in like September, October,
Yes.
when summer was ending, and then you had to like, and you're wearing the short shorts, and you'd sit down, and then your legs would stick to the chair,
Or
and
how
then
about
my back was drenched from the backpack.
not being able to wear shorts at all because you work in a lab for research or have to work.
Oh, good times, dude. Haven't been there.
Yeah.
Lol. Sucks to suck.
Cheers. Cheers to that, guys. PPE.
Wow. Um, I was gonna say least favorite thing. Okay, I'm like I feel bad saying this because a lot of my friends are commuters, but it's a commuter school, and I didn't like that about UCI
Yeah.
because it was just like so dead on the weekends and like
Yeah.
after class, like in the evenings and stuff. Like there was just nothing really going on, and since we lived there, it kind of sucked. But also a lot of my friends are commuters. What? Who? Commuters. So I'm glad I met them. But favorite
Oh
thing?
my
Does she have another nosebleed?
no. I burped in the carbonation. Okay, anyway.
Ew. Wait, what's my favorite thing about campus? Aldrich Park, honestly, she's a blessing.
Yeah.
Just so beautiful. Like some of my favorite days were just walking from class to class. And like I remember Fridays I would always see people like playing games in the park or hammocking and stuff in the
Hammocking.
park. Like I never did that and that was something I regret. Not like just hanging out in the park more, but I just
Yeah.
loved walking through that park. It was so pretty.
I think another thing we could both agree on is our least favorite thing really quickly is the fact that there's no football team and like the
Yes, you're right.
morale there.
Yeah, we did not have, like, UCI does not have much school spirit. Like, we would
Yeah,
go to the volleyball games and we would hype ourselves up, but that only because the guys were hot.
right. And
There
because we love
wasn't,
volleyball, but
yeah, that too, but it helped that the guys were hot. But no, yeah, I agree. That was definitely something I feel like I
sad
missed out
things.
on. Oh well.
Sad things. Oh well.
Oh, I just saw, like you said, you were posting all your things from your travels, and I saw it when you were like, my first college football game, and you were,
Yeah.
was that when you went to the East Coast though?
Yes, that was
Okay,
when I went
that
to
was
the
last
South
year.
actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Last question for today. You read it.
Favorite traditions you kept throughout college?
I'm already feeling triggered answering this question.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay, we're just gonna give backstory to this. We had one tradition that we did all 4 years of college. We even did it this past year when things were rough, but we basically had like a falling out with one of our roommates, which
Mhm.
will probably come up in one of our later podcasts. Let's be honest. But we're both still very triggered by that whole situation that happened. So
Yeah.
it was a really fun tradition at the time, and I'm really glad we did it. And like honestly, like I'm glad we still did it all 4 years, even though all that shit was happening, because it's like fun to look back at the pictures. But also, I still get angry because when I see her face in the pictures and I want to punch somebody.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. Anyways, that
Awkward.
tradition was that every Christmas, our other roommate, who is one of our best friends, who wants
Daria.
to be featured. Oh, can we say her name because she's going
Yes.
to be on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You said
okay,
it.
Daria. Yeah, the love of my life. Is gonna no what who? Oh yeah, she will be on the podcast though. But
Yes.
anyways, her family would invite me, Kim, and our other roommate that we had the falling out with over to their house every year for like a family Christmas dinner before, like right before finals. So it was
Mhm.
our kind of little getaway from studying. And then we would always, they lived on a street that had like super pretty lights and everyone would decorate for Christmas. So every year we went there and had dinner, which was always the best. And
And
then,
we have pictures from every
yeah,
year of
we took
us
pictures
going
every
through
year
the
with our
street
Santa
with the lights.
hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had Santa hats and we dressed cute and we have pictures from every year. And honestly, they are cute to look back on. And I'm glad we did it every year. Like the last 2 years, we definitely, well, you weren't there that
I
junior
wasn't there
year
that
because
third
Kim
year.
was abroad,
I
but
was
we cropped.
studying abroad.
Okay, goodbye. We did crop her into one of the pictures. So,
Mhm.
but
Actually,
no,
no,
yeah,
they
we
didn't
did.
crop me in. They
Daria
drew
did. Oh, we
they drew
drew
a
you.
stick figure of me.
Close enough.
So
Honestly, the same thing.
there's a difference.
Um, but yeah, no, that was. I'm glad we did that. It was a nice tradition. It was a good getaway from studying. But
Yeah.
the other one we said, what was it? Oh, you did this. You can talk about this. The calendar.
Oh, right. Um, so I started this tradition because during Christmas time of our first year, I was trying to think of a gift that I could get all four of the girls and or all three of the girls, including me, so that's
Yeah.
four. And I was going through the mall one day and I just saw this calendar that had hot guys with cute animals. Like that was the title of the calendar. And all the guys had their shirts off.
Oh,
So
best present.
that was our first calendar, and then after that we had, what was it? The Hot Island guys because
Right.
our roommate Daria went to Hawaii,
Hawaii. So she
and
got one.
she
Yeah.
met one of shirtless island guys,
Yeah.
and then when I studied abroad in Scotland, I found one of shirtless men in kilts,
And
shirtless
kilts.
Scottish men in kilts. So we just I
That
guess our
was good.
tradition was having hot guy calendars.
On our wall in our apartment or
Yep,
dorm room.
yep, yep,
Honestly,
yep.
the best kind of tradition. Can't complain.
Seriously though, because it's so cringy, I'm sure, if you're listening to this, but looking back, I enjoy this memory. We would just stare at the pictures and like go through each one. Like one day, if we're stressed, we would go through the calendar and
True.
be like, oh, he's the hottest one.
You got to look for your birth month, and see if they're hot. Yeah.
Exactly. I wish we had kept the Scotland one, dude. I miss
We
it.
didn't. We threw it away.
I think so.
Damn.
I
I
know.
still know that I hope you know that I still expect those every year for my birthday or something.
Okay. On my way.
No, Kim just buys me gogi for my birthday, and it's honestly that's what you got me the past 2 years, and it was the best.
Oh, speaking of gogi, another tradition is the Korean barbecue.
You're right. I got that when I moved out last week. I think I sent you a
Yeah,
Snapchat.
you sent me a
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
But not
That
just
there
those,
was.
I mean,
Oh,
like,
Jen.
yeah,
Oh,
Jen.
you're right. Yeah, that was that. So my friend group that I had throughout all of college, which I talked about how we met earlier in this
Mhm.
episode. We after that first time at Korean barbecue that Kim came, we would go every. How did I not remember that as a tradition? Well,
I
I'm
know.
sorry, guys. That was like the biggest tradition. I did it every quarter. Some form of the group. We couldn't always get everyone to go, but some form of us would go every quarter after finals. And me
Mhm.
and one of the other guys in the group went every single time. We didn't
Right.
miss a single time. And Kim
You
came a
2
lot
were the
too.
core,
But
yeah.
yeah, the two of us, like we were the ones who planned it, so we always made it work around us. But no, that was how did I not remember that? Wow, that's sad. But yes, that was like one of my favorites for sure. Because it was so good. Wow, I miss Jen.
I
Okay.
know, dude. I miss Korean
Someday.
barbecue.
Okay, lol, when that was 20 minutes and that was supposed to be the
Right?
last thing.
We were not supposed to take that
Take this
long,
long.
but
I'm sorry, we really are trying to do it fast, but you guys had so many good questions for us.
you know what, Michaela? No. This is a sign that we're good podcasters,
We're
good
good podcasters.
conversationalists, because what happens is in a good conversation, you
Yeah,
are
tell me, Kim,
able
what
to
happens in a good conversation?
if you okay, if you have a little social anxiety and you're trying to figure out how to draw conversations with people
Mhm.
and not in a like uncomfortable way, what you have to do is try to connect different things. If someone
Right.
brings up something that you know someone else did or you've done in the past and it's like an interesting topic that you can talk to, try to bounce off of that, you know?
Says
And
the
that's
bitch who was making fun of my transitions in the last episode. Okay. Or first episode. I
I
don't know
was
what that
not
was.
making fun of that.
I
I
know,
was
I'm kidding.
saying I could tell that as a fellow expert conversationalist.
Okay. All right. All right. I think that's a cue.
Okay, I suck, you guys. Thanks for
Anyways, I'm Michaela,
I'm Kimberly,
and
and
this
this
is
is Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Okay, we've tried so many times. We're gonna have to think of a new
You're
ending
so
because,
slow. You're so
well,
slow.
no, I was waiting for you. It's hard to do over microphone. We just need to think of a new ending. Okay. Good night, everybody. Okay.